Hi everyone, it's Margaret Manning here. Welcome to 60 and Me. This is the place where women over 60 come to be inspired. My guest today is Mel Kobayashi. Mel is a style blogger. She has a wonderful eclectic view of fashion and style, and she has a great blog called A Bag and a Beret. I'm really happy to have you here today, Mel. Welcome to the show.
Hi, I'm so happy to be here. Thank you, Margaret, for having me.
I wanted to mention your website because it is actually a great website. You've got some fantastic ideas, not so much just about fashion or things that are on trend, but style. I think that's a really distinctive characteristic.
Yes, I'm all about the style because I shop mostly vintage and thrift. So the things I find in there are old. Yeah. Like me.
No. Well, this is the thing about age, isn't it? That it really is so liberating and so youthful in some ways. I mean, you really are almost starting over again. It's like, whatever.
Yeah.
And so style can become really more of an expression of your inner self.
Yes, absolutely.
So I love the fact that you shop vintage. It's a big trend for a lot of women in our community. We talk about it, quite a bit. So tell us what that, means to you and why you search out vintage clothing. What's the appeal?
Well, the immediate appeal is it's unique. It's one of a kind items I'm going to find in there. It's exciting. It's a treasure hunt. It can be a very social event. I like to go with my friends. I like to go alone, but it's really fun if you go with your friends and you pick out the most hideous things that you can find, and then you end up buying them because you love them in the end. Another really important thing to think about thrift shopping is the footprint.
Yes.
Fast fashion creates enormous strain on the world's resources and landfills, and the amount of individual people throw away every year from their clothing is just mind-boggling and unsustainable. So that's in there as well. But I do go there for the sheer joy of it, and it's cheap. You can get really great designer stuff if you like it for a very, very, very cheap price. So
it reminds me of old buildings and architecture, because I was thinking about this. That I went to Luzern the other day, which is a town in Switzerland near where I live.
Yes.
And the buildings have so much ornate design on them, and I thought to myself, why did they do that? Like, they didn't have to make that building look so ornate. But in the clothing that's vintage, you find buttons and collars and lace, and they didn't have to add that little element. But there's something about vintage that encourages that kind of, like you said, uniqueness and beauty, really unique beauty.
That's an interesting analogy there between the architecture and attention to detail with vintage clothing. Yeah. And maybe that has something to do with a lot of women used to make their own clothes.
Yeah.
So they would be hand tailoring, hand sewing clothes for their family, themselves and their family. And so they might be a little more picky about it because, of course, you'd go to church, and what would the ladies say if you had a really awful hem or something, right?
It's true. It mattered. It did
matter. Big test, right? So I think that also has something to do with it.
And to last a long time, too, to have longevity.
Yes, and it was a practicality. I mean, clothing was a lot more expensive until free trade hit the world.
So true.
So now everything you can buy for a song down at your local big box fashion store. So
tell us about some clothes that you bought at thrift stores that you fell in love with, that you just treasure.
Oh, I have so many. I have a lot of gowns that I like to wear, but I'm not showing you those today. You can see them on my blog. But
okay.
I'm showing you mostly jackets because of the limitation of the camera area.
Right, okay.
So this one is a tartan jacket.
Oh yeah, that's nice. My son lives in Scotland, so I'm all for. That's very pretty.
Thank you.
Yeah.
It was a
nice
full-length tartan jacket, and it was too traditional for me. So I chopped it up, and I made this one. I hope I'm not interfering with sound too much.
It's not too bad. So are you a seamstress? I mean, do you have training, or did you just have a go?
My mom taught me at her knee, Margaret. So I have a bit of training from my mother. I'm so grateful for that, and I have de-developed it over the years, just going wild with my sewing machine. I don't like rolls. I don't like rulers. I just kind of free form it and whatever, but I can sew.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's nice that you actually were brave enough to do that, because a lot of people would see that in the thrift store, for example, and think, oh, it's a long coat or a long jacket, I'll never wear it. But you have the different attitude.
Well, it was beautifully made, and the thing that made me hesitate about changing it is it was so beautifully made.
Yeah.
And you know, no one was buying it. It had been in there for a long time. I had my eye on it,
Wow.
and no one was buying it. I knew it would end up in landfill. So I did them a favor and I bought it from the shop. And it was difficult to cut into it. That was the only thing. And I saved all the scrap pieces, but I'm very happy with how it came out.
But you're wearing it
and
now.
I do wear it. I
Yeah.
wear it. I love it.
Well,
This
that's
is
what I like
another
about
piece.
what I love about your style too is that you're not trying to go back to a different time and place, you know, with the horse and carriage. I mean, you're using this stuff in the real world in 21st century, wherever in Vancouver. But
Yes.
this one you put on is gorgeous. Is that a maroon color or like a
This is a
burgundy?
velvet.
Oh my gosh, I love that. Yeah, beautiful. Yeah, I can see it really perfectly. Wow, gorgeous.
It's a vintage velvet coat. Again, my fairy thrift sister Sue gave me this, and I just can't thank her enough because it's become one of my staples.
It's beautiful. It's almost like a man's smoking jacket, isn't it? It's got that kind of
Yeah,
feel
a little
to it.
bit. And what I love to do with a piece with such high drama, I like to play with it a bit more. For example, you go like this,
Matahari.
and then you think, I'm driving through Monaco, darling. I don't have time to talk on the phone. Goodbye.
I'm busy. Oh, that is so good. But you see, you have a wonderful knack about you that you let your clothes take you places. You know, like you
Cheapest
transform
tickets in
yourself.
town. Cheapest tickets in town. Yeah.
You know,
It's really fun.
Yeah, it's really lovely when you let your clothes do that. And I think there was a great quote, actually. I'm going to read it because you had it on your blog, and I just thought it was fantastic about Virginia Woolf. Can I just read this quote?
Oh, please. Yes. I love that. I love her approach to style and clothing.
It's amazing. She says, there's much to support the view that it is clothes that wear us and not we them. We may make them take the mold of our arm or our breast, but they mold our hearts, our brains, our tongues to their liking.
Absolutely.
And what you just did that. You just couldn't.
I do.
You became Grace Kelly in a Monaco. It was amazing.
And when I wear that, I'm not going to go, oh, darling, I can't talk now. I'm not going to do that. But I'm going to play that conversation in my head, probably.
Yeah.
And I'm going to think about it. And when I'm walking, I'm going to be Grace Kelly.
Yeah,
Excuse me.
Your head is high.
But
Your
I'm
that's
gonna.
great.
It affects my posture. It affects my carriage, 100%. So
That's amazing. Do you ever mix and
Just the
match though, like
power.
modern, like a very modern piece with something that's really vintage? Do you ever mix and match?
Oh, absolutely. Like that coat I might wear with leggings and a ripped up T-shirt and a little. I have a blue, slightly scandalously short skirt that I might wear with it, and it's fun. And I'll wear maybe one of those boots I showed you, maybe the green shaggy boot. And I like the complementary colors of the maroon with the acidy green, and it's just pow! It's just bam in your face and makes me feel alive. Makes me feel so alive.
Okay, stay with that thought because have you something else to show me here?
Oh yeah, I do.
Let's do no.
But
The
keep
staying,
talking.
just the staying alive is really powerful to me. Is that when we talk to women in their 50s and 60s, it's like, what do you think about when you wake up in the morning and it's like, I am awake, I am alive, I'm still here on the planet, and anything that can reinforce that and to strengthen it, like that jacket.
Yeah,
It's nature.
another
It's beautiful. It's
vintage piece.
Yeah, it's lovely. Oh my gosh, it's long.
It's a long coat. Yeah.
Yeah. Now, where would you wear that, Mel?
Go
Anywhere.
shopping. Yeah, and I found out people on their blogs wear clothes for the blog photo, and that's why they wear the clothes. But that kind of surprises me because I wear the clothes I'm wearing on my blog. They're clothes I wear, and I just take the picture before I go out or when I come back in again. And I guess I blocked it from my mind that not everyone I know that many of them don't do that because they're a more commercial kind of blog, but it just is kind of surprising that people would dress up specifically for a blog photo. Whereas if I'm going to do a video shoot downtown, I'll dress up. And as I said, I'd be like more Halloween part of myself. Like I might wear a wig, you know. I might wear something like this.
I like that color actually on you. That's a good color.
It's cool, right?
It matches your jacket. It's got lovely.
It's a very go-go type.
You've got to have a pair of glasses that goes with that, though.
Yeah, it's like I'll wear these blue ones maybe. So sometimes I'll go downtown dressed for a specific video or something, and I'll take photos of it because I'm making a specific art video, and they're my videos are kind of arty, I guess. So it's not me, but you know what's interesting is if I wear a very out there Halloween-y type outfit for me, by the time I come home, I'm thinking, I could wear this for real. Because what's interesting, people respond so positively if you really are centered and grounded and happy in what you're wearing. And I pretty much am, especially if I'm doing a video. I'm excited. I can't wait to see what happens. And so I get the confidence. By the time I'm home, I think, I might wear that.
And you know, vintage is timeless. I mean, vintage has timeless elements to it. It's like usually well shaped, you know, well designed. It's got darts, and it's not just thrown together. There's some thoughtfulness to it. And I was actually looking the other day at medieval costumes. So I'm really interested in medieval history, and you could wear that. I mean, you could even go to a costume like an opera house that was selling old costumes from operas, because those clothes are very classical in their.
It's so beautiful. Yeah. The thing I'm into now are those Elizabethan collars, you know, the little ruffly things. Yeah. I've seen them online, but if I saw one in a shop, I'd just snap it right now.
It's the kind of thing, actually, because we worry so much about our décolleté and about our necks. Just put a scarf there or one of those cups.
It's a new thing.
What else have you? I love your show and tell here. It's wonderful.
These are what we would call baggies when I was in the 70s. These are 70s baggies.
Are they like pajama bottoms? Oh, they're really wide-legged.
Yeah, they're like a wool.
Yeah, I can see it. They're like a tartan.
Yeah.
It's very pretty.
Fun.
They're
like very
that.
fun.
You know,
and one more. Okay. Then I'm done my little. Oh no. Well.
Oh, this is classical vintage. Yeah, this is beautiful paisley. Yeah.
It's a wide leg pant. These are pants as well. I know. And when you walk, it's like you have these huge drapes on your legs. So you got to be careful because they bunch up between your legs while you're walking. So you got to be really
hold
careful.
Them up a little bit when you're going
you
down
got to be
stairs.
Careful, yeah.
You know what's really cool, actually, and I've really enjoyed this show and tell because you bring it to life, and your spirit is also so vibrant. But when you think about these fashions, you could go anywhere in the world almost and wear this. I mean, in India, for example, or Papua New Guinea, or there's this women, well, and men, but have a passion for just clothes that make them smile and make them feel sexy and sensual, and everything you have showed me brought that sparkle to your eye.
Oh, because I love it so much. Yeah. I put so much care and attention in choosing the things that I wear. And sometimes I'll buy things on a whim, and they usually go, right? But sometimes I'll upcycle them into something interesting, like the tartan jacket. I just have fun. I just want to have fun, right? And it's my major outlet for fun in my life right now. So.
Well, I would suggest anyone who's watching to go to Mel's website. It's called bagandaberet.blogspot.com, and it's just a fabulous site, and you're just like a wealth of inspiration, and I just can't thank you enough for showing us all your fabulous clothes and just bringing it all to life.
Thank you so much, Margaret, for having me. I had a blast. Thank you.
Thank you. If you enjoyed this video, please subscribe to our 60andMe YouTube channel and also visit our website. We are a strong and dynamic community of women over 60. We're challenging aging stereotypes, and every day we share fascinating stories, interesting questions, and great conversation.